And we live. Welcome to the Dear Son Show, where we have real life conversations to help young boys and men know now what we wish we knew then. I'm one of your hosts, Jay Black.
D. John's your other host.
What's up, D. John?
Right here chilling. Right here and chilling. All at the same time.
Hey, we good. How you doing with this new graduate life you got going, man?
Yeah, we get into it. We starting to cross that threshold of I'm going to. Can I?
Okay.
And
Summer shaping?
Yeah. I know I made the point about he ain't 18, but he ain't pushed the curfew. We ain't even had a conversation about curfew. I kind of want to see what he was gonna do.
Yeah.
But 11, 12, he be home. They be going out in the middle of the day.
Yeah.
So, I need to check his account.
You better.
I need to check because he looking fresh. Looking fresh.
They live right now.
Fresh. How about you?
Same. I'm dealing with the same. I'm watching that boy.
Yeah.
I kind of don't like this little rut he slipped into right quick.
Chilling.
But I'm letting him let his hair down. You just finished the big thing, catch your breath and get your feet under you. But I don't know, man. He party ratting a little bit. He went to a little concert last night. And he come home out of breath. Talking about they went hooped at the gym after the concert. I've never heard of that before in my entire life. But let's let it unfold.
Yeah. I mean, they started doing late. Where I'm from.
Yeah.
They started doing late night gyms. You can run like 12 to 2, 12 to 3.
I ain't seen no backpack though.
I mean, I ain't saying that's what he was doing. I'm just like the skate rink. The skate rink be open. Don't mean I was there.
Right.
I mean I was there.
Right.
My son yesterday hit me with I'm going to so-and-so house to watch the game.
Yeah.
This is about 6:00. Game come on at 7:30. I said, you remember what I told you to do? Huh? Let it sink in because the is the process.
Yeah, you running through it.
I don't really repeat myself. I just let the process go.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he told me to cut the back grass. Mm-hmm. That boy went outside in his outfit, cut the grass. I was like, I had to play.
Why you let him?
What? Why? Why? The backyard takes literally 15 minutes. If you couldn't calculate that was gonna be, you could fit that in. Went out there in his outfit. Yeah. And then he came back in. He said, "How's my back? My back is." I said, "What? Is my back wet?" Couple spots.
Do you?
He said, "All right." Went upstairs, did something, came back out, sister took him to the spot. I said, okay.
Yeah.
Right.
See, I'm rolling.
Smell like outdoors. Smell like outdoors in Versace. But
lesson learned. That's right.
Committee of responsibilities.
I love it. I love
nothing else.
Now this really, believe it or not, this lines up with today's topic.
Get to it.
Today's topic is double standard king.
Easily.
Like
easy conversation. Do you want to talk at all?
I'm driving.
Okay.
No, I'm driving.
Okay. I was like, you can take one off if you want to.
Because this is what we're going to do. On this show, those who of you are new, like, share, and subscribe. We really enjoy that. It pays dividends more than you know. Literally. It gets it in front of more people.
No, let's pause. Literally. That gets to the payment.
Yeah.
That gets to the payment.
So we can stand in the same position on the topic, but for the sake of a good, healthy conversation, somebody normally will say, I'll default and take devil's advocate, if you will. I'll play that a little bit today. I'll poke the bear.
Right.
So we might be the exact same person with this thing. However, for the sake of the audience, to give multiple versions of this thing and multiple sides, I may poke some holes into some things just to see where you stand.
That's fine.
Now, double standard king. Mm-hmm. We're going to go from parenting, dating, husband, relationship, because that's another area. Now, you're married, so you're going to speak from the husband point of view. Oh, but I'm getting your mind ready because we're going to dip in that thing too. And then we're going to slide into society, if you will. That could be social media. It's kind of going to be a lanyard. That's another Southern Louisiana term. Y'all keep sticking around. We're going to get y'all together.
Something, right?
Yeah, a little something extra.
That one I know.
That's a little something extra. So let's start with parenting, especially with you. And this actually shapes up beautifully. You have daughters and you have sons. Do you have a standard?
Yes. 2 of them. double, if you will.
So double standard king.
Absolutely.
What is your outline for your daughters versus your son? And let's start with, let's go to dating and curfews. Because you and your sister had, I'm guessing Mr. John started this, shade intended. Because your sister had a set of rules she had to follow.
Technically, yeah.
And she was the oldest, mind you, to set the standard.
By 5.
And so, don't do it like that.
By 5.
So now when you come along and your teen years come along, we go from this young lady at your age having a 10 p.m. curfew.
11:30.
11:30.
I'll say by the time she got out of high school, I'll say a cool 12.
Okay, cool 12.
A solid 12.
Keep that in mind. Now here come young John.
Key turning 12.
Key turning 12.
Not on my way home 12.
In the door. Safe.
If you will.
Safe at 12.
Key turning.
Wonderful. Glad you clarified that, because watch this. Here come young Johns in high school prior to 12th grade year.
11th grade.
11th grade. He 2:30 a.m. with a car.
Yeah.
Do what I want.
Well,
no, don't sugarcoat that thing now.
You know.
Oh, I'm sorry. He at the skating ring to 2:30 because it let out at 2.
Let's be clear.
And he got to run the homies home.
Let's be clear.
And it takes 30 minutes.
Went from 10 to 2. You had to be 16 and up to get in. I was 16.
Okay.
That was the initial allowance.
Yes. So now, let's go from this was established as a young gunner.
Yeah.
Now he's in Papa John's.
Mm-hmm.
See what I did there?
Yeah.
He's in his position now with his own daughters and sons. Did you carry the tradition on to where there's different curfews? Walk us through that. Like, what do you feel the biggest double standard you have for your sons versus your daughters? I'm not going to guide it.
Yeah. And the reality is a lot of it is in my mind because I haven't had to talk about it to them. My oldest pushes the envelope, but my oldest is also 21. Yeah, math. It had to math me one time. She's 21.
Yes.
So now at 21, I was out the house 2 years.
Yes.
So I consider those things, and she's not doing anything wild. She has a child. Her child is always with her. So it's not the old, I'm running to the store at 7 p.m., come back at 3.
Yeah.
If she out, she out. She be and she would typically be at somebody's house. It's not like they out running around the streets.
Right.
I'm going to so and so house. I'm going to the pool over here. We're gonna kick it. We're gonna chill.
Right.
So that's the only wild card, if you would say. But I honestly know that it's not anything dangerous. She's not putting herself in dangerous environment. Now the road is the road. After a certain time, and that's what I made sure we had that conversation. Is I'm not worried about you drinking and driving, especially with a daughter.
Yeah.
That's not her character. But there's other people that just don't care. She actually had an incident, a road rage incident this week. Like, the other day we was talking about, like, I had one of them.
Yep.
Where this this girl was driving erratic, so the story goes, and my 2 sons and her daughter were in the car. So it was really frustrating. She said the lady kept switching lanes, wouldn't let her get over in our neighborhood.
Really?
Like on the main road. I ain't gonna say too much, but on the main road. And that person driving erratic ultimately ran into somebody's house.
Wow.
Like it ended, and not because of any accident or anything dealing with my daughter, but my daughter's like, she wouldn't let us over. She was waving her hands like it was like either she was on something or she was trying to be funny, but it didn't end well for her. But they were really shaking up, and this was 5 p.m., 6 p.m.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, maybe 6:30. So that was one of those instances like, this is what I'm talking about. I understand it didn't happen in the window that I'm always talking about, but then how do you react to that? If you were involved with it, how would you react?
True.
Because the person that gets out of character first typically loses.
That's a fact.
Typically loses. So, you can have all the right in your mind to be mad at the situation, but when the boys show up, there's a code switching, if you will.
Absolutely.
Which is another topic we're gonna get to. Dear son, comply. And I know that's gonna set off some.
Oh
yeah, it's gonna set off some. We're gonna bring somebody that represents that authority.
Yes,
and get to it. But anyway, so Imani, as I mentioned before, she's the second oldest. She's 19 in college. She just got her car probably a month ago now. So she's, hey, I'm heading but either I'm spending the night at my friend's house.
Right.
She's not pushing the how late can I come in? I'm 11:30, I'm 12:30, I'm 1:30 and see what he say. Like, I haven't had that conversation. Like I said earlier, my son is starting to go out now, but he's like at 4 o'clock, peace. or I'm going to watch the game. So like none of them seem to have a desire to be as social as I was.
Yeah.
Just because then in our time, you actually had to go out to find the people.
You did.
They find the people now, if it weren't in school, I guess, we had that option too, but there won't too much continuing conversations from school after school unless you was on the phone.
Right.
Like a real house phone.
Yeah.
Cordless if you're lucky.
So once you're moving.
Right. So it's not all these constant exchanges and group texts and things like that to keep the social aspect. So we went out to see who number we was gonna write down.
Correct.
And sort out and make sure and check the next day who we was gonna pursue and all of that. So I understand that piece, but in my mind, it's still my son would have a later curfew than them, but we're still working on him showing his maturity level.
Right.
At 16, I was pretty mature. Like it won't, like my dad would have never had the conversation I had with my son about cutting the grass. It wasn't that he was wrong, but his window was expiring.
Right.
Because I said by Thursday.
Right.
And if it's 6 o'clock, if you going somewhere at 6 o'clock, the daylight, you got about 2 of those left. 1.5 hours of daylight left. So
correct.
So technically he got it done, but if I hadn't said something,
we would hit that expiration.
It would have been Friday, and I'd have probably woke him up at 6:30 this morning.
Let's get it.
I noticed you ain't. If for no other reason than at 6:30, I need you to get up.
And I mean it.
Now is the best time to do that.
I had that same thing this week, man. I party guy doing his thing, 1, 2 in the mornings. I don't care. Do your thing. Yeah. But I have a running standard of I just have a problem with young men laying around for the sake of laying around.
Yeah.
Like I'm out and about, your mom out and about, we grinding, we working. I call 9 o'clock. Like I let the first couple of days go. So he had something he was supposed to go do. He was supposed to take his little brothers somewhere for like a camp.
Yeah. So
he gets up and he take them at like 1 o'clock the first day. The first day was Monday. So I get a notification that he's headed there. It's 1:14 p.m. So I call his mom first because that's the default parent. So that's who they automatically talk to. So, hey, is the boy just now going to do this? Yeah. All right, let me call you back. I was like, do you know why? Like something happened? I think he fell back to sleep. Even more so, bet. I called him. Hey, what's going on? Going drop the littles off. Hey man, it's 1 o'clock, brother. Like what purpose will this serve on this day?
After lunch.
After lunch. What are we talking about? So fast forward. I need you up like 9:05 every day. Saturday, Sunday, every day. I feel like that's adequate sleep. Yeah. But now if you stay up till 4 or 5 in the morning, that's not my issue, brother.
Time management.
I'm trying to get you prepped for life. That's not realistic that you're going to be able to sleep throughout the day. Don't set a habit now that you got to break tomorrow. Just go and get it right now, man. You normally were getting up at 6 and 7 in the morning for school. So I feel like giving you to 9, that's holiday time. 2 hours, 3 hours.
Luxury.
God bless me. But you want to get up at 11, 12, 1 o'clock? No, sir. No, sir. No, sir. Not under my roof. And it's that. And if you choose to do it under your roof, you won't have your roof for long. So that's what I'm trying to instill that. Like, it's so much you can get done at the top of the day, man, and roll into the rest of your day. You got your rest of your day to do whatever. Hopefully that's productive as well. But if that's your blow off time, let that be the blow off. Don't sleep half the day. And now you're trying to get the productivity and the good timing in the same window on the latter half of the day. You're killing yourself, and you're just creating a piss poor habit, if you will.
You just brought up a reverse standard in my mind, because I feel the same way about my son sleeping in.
Mm-hmm.
I don't about my daughter sleeping in.
So you let your daughter sleep in? Holy cow!
Technically, I mean this is the third week out of school, right? Or second?
Second. Let's go with second.
Full second week. The first week I was committed to y'all do.
Do you?
Kind of fell into this week, but Eli starts camp on the 16th, so he like within a week, the following Monday, he starts camp. But he's up. Like you saw who I told.
Yeah.
He's up. Imani will get up and go door dashing.
Yeah,
I gotta
Get to
something. Like these applications ain't applicating. Like I need to go do something. I feel like that about my son, especially like if like, and again, when I had these conversations, I'd really be mad at me because it was instilled in me. Me and my dad didn't have the conversation after high school,
Mm-hmm.
after middle school.
Mm-hmm.
Like me going into high school, I was already being left at home for the weekend if my parents were going to somewhere like a marriage retreat or something with the church.
Right.
Because it would like the schedule of activities was already programmed.
Right.
Grass was going to be cut. This was going to be done.
I'm autopilot.
I'm sensible. I'm not going to burn the house down.
Correct.
And we didn't go that. I didn't go that hard on any of my children,
Mm-hmm.
Specifically my son in this context. So it's the you don't know to do this. You don't know. And then the other piece of it is here, and this is my excuse right now is yard maintenance isn't as demanding as it was when I was growing up.
True.
Like I don't know anybody on our block that's cutting that grass every 7 days.
No, except for the weirdo behind me.
Maybe 10, 12.
No, your boy behind me.
That you have to just because of the weather. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
No, is he behind you? Behind me?
Behind me, and he don't stop.
Yeah.
2 days.
Okay. Yeah, I be hearing him, but it's not like the activity that keeps me outside.
Right.
Is that significant? And a lot of times I walk outside and knock it out because it's not that. It might take me 40 minutes to do all of it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? When I was growing up, it might take you 20 minutes to cut the front, 40 minutes to cut the back. And then when I started edging, you got to add that piece in too, the rake in. Like it was more difficult and it was more frequent. So the routine, even the other things like fixing on cars. Well, nobody be fixing on cars. You know what I'm saying? Like, and
right.
I know how to change oil. My son don't, because can you actually even change oil on the cars that we like? After,
tricky.
At a certain point, it's like It almost costs more. You got to buy the tool because you got to move the thing off the thing just to get to the oil.
The whole nine.
You know what I'm saying? So and again, those are excuses, but that rhythm wasn't set.
Right.
My dad got up my dad sleeps in now, and it's weird to me. Or he'll fall asleep in the middle of the day, and I'm like,
this ain't you. You slowing down.
Oh, age.
Yeah.
He's actually aging. Otherwise, he'll get up and go outside and come in when the sun go down.
Correct.
Still.
Correct.
Gardening, whatever. So, two things. I didn't instill that in him, and he done had a reference to seeing me constantly do that from the manual labor perspective. So in my mind, I'm like, you need to be getting up with my daughters. I'm like,
But let me play into that. Watch this double standard. I have a double standard that's dealing with that.
Okay.
Finna tick some boys off. They're not gonna want to hear this.
Talk to them.
But it took me until my big age now, as they would say, to really come to terms with this and actually agree to it. Women mature faster than men.
Absolutely.
I used to argue that, like, get out of here.
As a blanket statement.
As a blanket statement. But I argued it, period. Like, because I'm biased.
Yeah.
Not gonna outdo me, outshine me. You're lying. I was immature in the moment of me trying to argue that point. Right. So I think that plays a part in, like what you said, if my daughters sleep in a little bit, it don't bother me. Because they really on autopilot. I know they gonna go get it. I know they're moving and shaking and putting things in motion and in place. If you let a young man lay around and sit around, you're in trouble, man.
Lay around and sit around.
Yeah, because the young ladies, they have the drive, and we're trying to get our young men back into those phases, because there was an era, as you stated, your dad and that generation, they were natural go-getters because that was all they knew. Yeah. It was, hey, get up, let's go get it. I got to show you what this labor looked like, this manual labor looked like. And we're so focused now teaching and training thinkers that thinking is considered more laid back, though it's more exhausting if you really do the math on it. It's very valuable. Yeah. However, I can do this laying down, or I can do this sitting down. You can, but it's other habits that go along with that you're developing that I do not like. Yeah. So won't you think while you moving this up? I did show him how to change oil one day, but it backfired on me a little bit, because now when it was time to change the oil again, he coming to get me talking about, let's get it. Hey, man, I don't want to stunt your growth or nothing. I showed you that already. Yeah. That don't mean we changing your oil every time it's time to change your oil.
Yeah.
I threw him the keys with the, hey, man, take your truck. Go get your oil change. The hypocrisy of it all, right?
3 steps back.
So I want you to know how to do it.
Yeah.
That don't mean you have to do it, especially if it involves me. I don't have the time like this right now, my boy. So once I know you know how to do it, walk away.
Yeah.
Go do it.
I used to do it. That was one of the things I was proud of. Going to Walmart, getting oil, getting the oil filter, getting the air filter.
Because now he want me to, because now we got to take the thing, the oil catch pan to the auto zone so that they can dump it into the recycled oil bin. Brother.
Convenience.
And at father-son time, so I'm talking trash and it's great. I don't always have that. Hey, you don't want to just go get your oil changed and wash it while you're out, man? Do something.
So why you show me though? Then why you show me?
Because get it. If you want to impress me, go change your oil and come get me and say, hey, man, I changed my oil. Check me out. Yeah, check me out. And I can come make sure you ain't dropping no oil. And that's good. Moving from the parenting, this finna ruffle some feathers.
Hold tight though.
You don't want to leave it?
Because it has a lot to do, you said daughters mature faster.
They do.
It also depends on the type of child the son or the daughter is. Like Honor, my oldest, the one I talk about pushing the limits, she's the one that will start trying to fix on a car, which annoys me. I talked to my friend. He said, you got to do it.
I remember that.
The front quarter of your car is gone, and you telling me about how much the light bulb is? I already priced a replacement light for this, and I was going to order it. The front quarter of your car is gone. Stop talking to me about anything right now until you tell me what happened to the front quarter of your I'm slightly over there.
That's why I started laughing. I thought about that headlight when you said it. Yeah, it was.
She is, her way of demonstrating maturity is, Dad, I went and did this.
Yeah.
Sometimes it'd be off the mark, like she had a flat tire. So she went and bought the tire and came back to the house.
Hey,
said, well,
did what she knew.
So
I got a tire.
You got a jack, don't you? Yeah, but the tire got to come off the rim, and the new tire has to go on the rim and sealed and.
I know now. But I got this tire though.
Learning lesson.
Come on, baby.
Learning lesson.
I'll take that.
Yeah.
I can fine tune that.
Yeah.
It's what I'm supposed to do now. Yeah. What you mean? I got a flat. Where do you think you should start?
Right. Yeah. The other way is because she's so in that mode, I'll notice she ain't drove the car in 3 days. And I'm like, and she would have told her mom.
Default parent.
Said she needed something like, hey, so y'all decided to, and her mom the same way. I can cut grass too. It's it ain't the I'm every woman. Well, maybe that came out wrong. There are women that can do anything, and I came from the gender role. So that I've talked about that class before.
Okay,
so I'm not saying do your household how you do your household. This ain't advice.
Clean it up.
None of these episodes are advice for how you should live your life. These are revelations of how we live our life, and we talk about on camera.
Yeah,
let's just be clear about that. But what I'm saying, my wife's the same way, and her mom is the same way.
Yes,
I remember going. When we were courting, her mom be outside cutting the grass because she wanted. Because she, I did. Okay, I pursued my wife.
I like that.
We can talk about that another thing too.
Interrupt.
Yeah, but because I interrupted you, but I just want to throw that out there because I know there's going to be some when women listen to this, about 2 to 48%, 48 women, 52% men that may come off. I wanted to kind of debunk the whole gender role or expectations based on gender, and get to the actual character of the person, the characteristics of the child too. So
certainly, because it does matter. It makes a difference. My
son gonna come in and tell me he got a flat tire. That's where it's gonna start.
Yeah, I get a phone call.
That's where it's gonna start.
Yeah, mine call.
Yeah.
Hey, this going on. This light just came on the dash. Yeah,
I seen the phone. Costs about $100 to get checked out. Oh, you can buy the two. You might want to buy the two because the cars are 08. You probably lights gonna be coming on, my boy.
Figure that out.
Yeah.
What we got?
Double standard there. I think my son should have a car that breaks down in front of his friends.
Why? Why in front of his friends?
Because I mean,
Character?
Why else does it matter? You can't be out here front. We got to remove. Like that's why I can't talk trash on this because too many people can call my bluff. I had an '86 Chevy Celebrity with ICW 5 stars, 14 inches.
You passing down trauma.
Sometimes you can hear the brakes before you hear the bass. Like you gotta the character that you get from having a car that has to be fixed on.
Yes.
In intervals.
Yes.
Why would I deny him that?
It was the in front of friends part that sounds like that's that traditional hand down trauma now.
I need you to either be nervous or confident when you ride.
This might go good.
You got to know how you got to do it. You got to start pressing the brakes here, pump, push, whatever it is. Sometimes you got to pat the dashboard.
No.
Sometimes the AC, you might have to charge that thing every 3 months.
He's gonna be the first to come and the last to leave.
That's fine. If that's how you want to live your life.
Yeah. Figured out.
Yeah, but I threw you all off.
No, you good. We need that because that's part of the double standard. Because there's a million of them.
Yeah.
Also disguised as, because let me help some of the guys that are in denial. You can't do what I do. She can't do what I do because we're sliding into the relationship portion now.
Oh, hold on.
And here's where the bell's gonna ring. And this, don't get it mixed up. This is still for our sons because they're gonna be dating and courting, as my co-host kindly just stated, and engagements and marriages and relationships. So please understand that this is a very, very important part for young men today and men wishing they knew now what we knew then. Yeah. So yeah. Know tomorrow what we know now. I don't know. Yeah. So now
what we wish we knew then.
Wish we knew then.
Yeah. For sure.
So now you have to be mindful of, she can't do what I can do. Watch this.
You walk right back into that thing.
Oh, well, I'm not going to leave it. I told you, poke the bear. So I pose a question to you because I don't even know this yet. I'm going to ask anyway, though.
You probably do.
Let's say there's a married couple. Traditional marriage, man and a woman. Double standard king is the topic here. I was having a conversation with some people. And a comment came out that said, a wife, if she goes out with her friends or whatever the case may be, there's a certain unspoken time she should be back home. And then that man in that same relationship, that marriage, had a totally different, quote unquote, respectable time to be back at that house. And across the board, every man in the room had a different answer from the women in the room. I'm not going to drop the numbers yet. I'm going to ask you first, and then I'll go into the numbers, the average number that was discussed. Because we like to do that. We like to get couples together and have these panel discussions just for the sake of checking the room.
Yeah.
What do you feel about that first?
I don't think there's a blanket answer, and here's why. I tried to repeat what I saw growing up. I never saw my dad going out to hang with his friends, especially like at night. They might have gone bowling or something like that, but my dad leaving the house at 11.
Yeah.
Nah. 11, they was preparing to watch the news and then watch Saturday Night Live.
Yeah. That was their thing. That's it. Yeah.
So that was my reference for context. So when I got married, I would not go because I thought it wasn't cool. My wife didn't necessarily care, but I would just kind of deny myself some things and I'd be frustrated about it, never talk about it. That was my days and not actually using my words.
Yes.
You just don't do this. No, my parents just didn't do that. That was their understanding. Neither one of them had a desire. It wasn't like my dad said, you can't go and I'm also not going, and my mom, it was never none of that. It just one part of their thing. Now, they would be the house where people would come and hang out until 2 or 3 in the morning playing board games and stuff, like laughing and joking.
Yes.
But it was mostly couples.
Yes.
Like their friend circle was like that. So that's how I started.
Yeah.
As our marriage progressed, if there was somebody, because a lot for the majority of our marriage, we've been away from our friend circle.
Yep.
And living we both grew up, within 2 or 3 miles from each other. So that reference of being around our people and hanging out that kind of took some of it away because those people weren't around and we weren't just going out hanging with random people.
Yep.
But if somebody came in town, I'm probably going to come back at 4:00 in the morning because this might not happen. Like I might not see my guy again this year.
Correct.
So it'd be stuff like that. And I was always kind of not proud of this, but I was always more like tit for tat. Like, oh, you stand out on that? Cool. No, cool. If you get one, I get one. Or if you get one, I get two. You know, have whatever math works you out. Right? Yeah. So it was more like, for me, it wasn't necessarily conversation. It was like, oh, we doing that. Your friend come in town and y'all got the hotel.
Bet. Run that. You say run that.
Here go me rushing, trying to get home by 3. You know what I'm saying? Or, you know, but that becomes important because there's been one instance that I'll admit to.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think if there've been multiple. Where I was so drunk that I could not get home. And there was no conversation and the expectation wasn't me staying out all night.
Oh.
So she was legitimately worried.
Worried, yeah.
I was dead to the world.
Yep.
When I got my bearing, one of the things, my guys came in town and we went out. She knew we were going out, but I went. Where's my boy? My boy Todd 3, boy Todd 3 say, pass the buoy. You're beyond help.
Yeah.
The buoy's a safety mode. Yeah. You go out past the buoy.
You out there.
Well, I was. Tell me about last night, because I don't know. I was there.
Right there. Not to cut you.
Let's get to
it. Because you knew.
Oh.
Watch this. Double standard king now.
All through the city.
Yeah. So she out with her girls.
Mm-hmm.
Blackout.
Yeah.
The expectation was going out with my girls for a few hours. I'm coming home.
Yeah.
It's over with. I'm home.
Yeah.
Blacked out. I'm out of there.
Yeah.
How are you taking that?
I would be losing my mind because I know something happened to her.
Yeah.
Not that she getting reckless.
Right.
Clearly, reckless was part of it, but not because it was intentional.
Right.
Like
right.
I'm thinking something's happened.
Yeah.
She's incapacitated. Like she can't. Did she get act? Like I would be. My angst would be from that.
Yes.
Not from I know this. Oh, she wilding. That's what I'm saying. We never set the standard in terms of like being out all night. That was never the standard that either one of us would assume.
Right.
Oh, he pulling that again. Nah, Keisha be like, I'm like, yo, I think I'd be approaching it because again, I'd be having conversations in my head like, man, I'm gonna hang out. We probably gonna be out. Okay.
Yeah. Do you think?
Some change just hit me.
Yeah.
And that was the thing. I was so gone. I lost my phone. And we hadn't lived here that long.
Stop.
So I gave it to you. I forgot what the name of the club was that we went to.
Oh.
And this was all disclosed.
Yes.
We went to the club, we was chilling. No wild stories about that. I just went.
So
I was making a little money. For everybody. Bring us 4. Oh, you don't want one? I got 2. You don't want one neither? I got 4. I got 3, 4. So I didn't have my phone. I couldn't figure out how to get back from Las Colinas to we were living down the street. On the other side of you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I knew it was supposed to be 161. I got on 121. It just kept, I think I ended up in like Fort Worth somewhere. Yeah. And when I got to Fort Worth, I realized I knew how to get home because I worked in Fort Worth.
Yeah.
But all this time, she's texting me. I didn't have the capacity to tell my boy, hey, hit my wife because it was.
Because you out of there.
Shouldn't have been driving.
So listen, this thing is building. Hammered, no phone, and gone all night.
Threw up on myself.
Triple threat.
Mm-hmm.
And he tossed the cookies on his own lap. Yep. So now we talking blue. Yeah. And you, admittingly, even the next day, the aftermath. Now, I know that these things happened and you had all of these circumstances in place.
Yeah.
Happens to me.
You don't know how good of a setup this is. Go ahead.
Happens to me. I need my wife to have this understanding because this me. I didn't do anything. Look at all these circumstances.
Yeah.
And this is my boy. He in town. Flip that thing.
Mm-hmm.
She come in. Baby, this me. I can't tell you how many men have said, I don't want to hear that. Yeah. I don't care about that. Well, hold on, man. Brother, you just said this happened to you. And she's supposed to have this level of understanding. But now, flip that thing.
Can't do what I do.
Hey, man, you can't do what I do. You're a woman. You're not supposed to get drunk.
It ain't safe.
You're not supposed to black out. Where do you stand on that? Is that going to be your spiel?
Nah, because you said the next day, I thought you were going to our things the next day because the next day I went out again. The next day was a football game. The next day was a football game. They came in town for the game. This was before.
You telling me? Hold on, for the good people at home. Yeah. So you had a blackout.
What happened?
You had an alcohol blackout.
Where's my phone? Where's my card?
Where's my phone? Where my card? Oh my God. He lost his phone. Mm. Or died, whatever.
No, it was gone.
Lost it.
Yeah.
Oh. Homeboy come to town. Hammered out your mind, out your rabbit. Mm-hmm. Lost the phone. Mm-hmm. Lost the card. Mm-hmm. Puked all over yourself. Mm-hmm. Come home the next day. And y'all double down and do it again the next day. Go back out to the game.
To the game, yeah.
To the game. Just the guys?
Yeah.
So she didn't go to the game. Mm. Just you and the guys?
Yeah.
Did y'all go out after the game, you and the guys? Oh, it's over now.
Yeah.
Now it's over.
Yeah. The game was, I went to the game because it was an obligation. Money was already spent. It won't like I felt like, no.
Watch this. Poke the bell. Flip it. Mm-hmm. Exact same thing happens to her. Girls coming to town.
Yeah.
Let's do it. Let's make it relevant for the women.
Mm-hmm.
Beyonce concert. So now girls fly in.
Yeah.
They go out the night before. They haven't seen each other in a year.
Yeah.
She hammered. She blacked out.
Yeah.
She lost her phone.
Yeah.
She lost her card. She puked on herself. She come home the next morning. You furious. I've been looking for you all night. I'm good. This is what happened. But the show tonight, you letting her go to the show? You cool with that? Be honest now. Mm-hmm. And this in the tit for tat days.
Yeah. No, yeah. Because
so it's good.
It's not
money spent.
We don't have a let.
Strong word. Yeah, I don't mean
but let. But it's a very real thing.
But you cool with it. Like not gonna.
No. Wouldn't be. I'd be concerned. In my mind, I'd probably having a bunch of conversations like, oh, to double. Did you say double down?
Double down.
Because for me, I'm just racking and stacking.
Oh, you putting it in the bank.
We moving the boundary. Cool. Move the boundary. I'm gonna operate within the boundary. Just, like if you want to move it, then I'm not saying that. Guys,
no, not now.
This is not advice. This is what happened.
So you telling me in these disclaimer in this time period, if you toe the line, mm-hmm. that means to you move the line.
That means the line moved.
It's understood. You blurred the line, therefore there's a new line. We don't reestablish that same line. The line just moved.
If you tell your kids to only play in your backyard and you buy the property behind it and your backyard expands, do they stay in the previous? Is that no longer your backyard?
Hold on.
Is it no longer your backyard?
Let's go back to this side of the coin.
Yeah.
So now run this back over here, right? You, mm-hmm. the pass out king, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. You saw that?
Instance.
That one time.
Yeah.
Long time ago.
Yeah.
And you still go to the game.
In marriage, yes.
And still go to the game the next day.
Yeah. But I actually had a conversation with, do you mind, like the schedule was the schedule.
Don't do that. You're trying to clean it up. So now the line moved, or does the line only move? Is the line moved?
Yeah.
So it's a standard moving of the line. But are you gonna now operate in the new space? Because you said you blurred the line. So she moved it to be like, okay, well, I gotta get me. So now are you gonna be like, well, this is just the new line then? We're not gonna reestablish the line? Was this just the new line?
Then yeah. Like I'm as clear as if I move the line,
yeah,
the line is moved. The line don't snap back based on who moved. Like I'm clear on that.
So the line it's been moved. Go do you, baby, because I moved the line.
You what I don't expect from me.
Ooh, what if she don't like it and she like, no, I like the line back here.
Cool.
So now is the line back?
Because that instance, I didn't even enjoy it. It wasn't like a pattern. It wasn't like, man, I've been waiting to do this.
No, it was a slip up.
It was, you don't understand your top. You forgot. You're no longer conditioned for this. And you don't be wanting to go out. When I go out, it's because somebody said, hey, you stop hitting me now. But you did be like, hey, I'm about to you going now?
I can vouch for this. He's not lying.
Like you run up to the, yeah,
Well, prep yourself.
Next time, maybe not.
It's the summer. Get yourself ready,
that's fine, but I'm just like, I'm not that, if I was that person and I felt like I was missing that part of my life, then
yes.
it would probably be different.
Yes.
But if the infrequent times that come up and I mismanage it,
yes,
I mismanaged
That's
it.
interesting.
Now, you have to get Keisha on the show because they have gone to Beyonce concert for the weekend, but they went in LA.
Oh.
They went to the Usher thing in Vegas. Oh. So,
hey,
maybe she has.
You say you due for 2 trips. The line moved.
What did they?
The line moved.
You want to go?
We going. Yes. After the show, we're gonna put a little calendar together. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Now, who am I to say no?
What? You due for 2 trips?
We ain't seen them in a year.
In a year?
Oh yeah. But that's the reality of our life. So if it's something like my partner getting married in September, back home.
Do.
I mean,
boy, I don't want to open a whole new can because we could do this all day. Because when I tell you double standard king, it reaches.
Yeah.
Because again, I'm poking, but I can't say that I disagree or don't have the shared stance on some of these issues.
Yeah.
So when you're directly dealing with expectation, hang in there with me. Like you said, we dealt with parenting, we dealt with relationship, marriage, because we're married. So obviously I can't speak on the dating world.
Yeah.
So now when we go into society,
mm-hmm. We got kids that's dating though. So
we do.
We ain't gotta skirt that completely.
We do. And that's tricky because this joker here, he's different. He's learned a lesson. And well, let's do that. Hold on.
What you say? Can't go on camera?
Yeah. Let's do that. My oldest son, he was dating this young lady in high school,
mm-hmm.
His senior year. She was I think she's a underclassman. I don't think she was a senior. So in my opinion, because I'm absolutely the double standard king with this. I don't like, and it's hard to have one without the other. I don't like young women dating in high school. Honestly, I don't want my sons dating, but I do because I want you to get that experience and get the lessons learned and the ups and the downs and the learning that over compromising really is to your detriment. It is time for that. This is not the time. Because they go way too hard too soon, man. High school dating, they crash in and out of love and what they think is love. And
middle school is bad now.
Yeah, middle school even is down to that level. So now I absolutely hate to hear a person say that their young daughter is dating. I'm like, how? Why are you allowing that? You're just loose. You want to loose? Now, mind you, this lesson is equally important or more so for her. Because of the consequences are greater. You know what I mean? These manipulative young men that can be. Not all young men are manipulative. Not all young ladies are manipulative, but they both equally can be.
I'm talking about the consequences being great is a double standard take that I share. Because that assumes that the guy can
walk away. And which often at that level they do.
But they never really walk to it.
I told you.
We got about 3 more shows been birthed.
For real, because buddy, I'm with it. So now, because of this early exposure to this dating, and you're so young and it's so soon and it's so inappropriate in my elderly eyes, but was doing it times 10 at that age. So the hypocrisy of it all.
So you want your son to date in high school a high school girl that you wouldn't want your daughter to be?
Ooh,
Or should his son date up? Should he be
No.
Should he be on the campuses?
I just want you to get
your hand motions ain't getting you out of it.
I don't know. Let me be honest. I want you to get the experiences of exposure. I want you to be exposed to your age group and the frivolous conversations you're going to have that y'all think are really important and they're really not. But I want you to also get a little exposure. The dangers of a younger man talking to an older woman, though, is that experience she already going to have. Because even when they're the same age, that young lady has the jump on him, you know, because we just discussed where I stand on that. Yeah. So now you're going to put into the mix an older woman with this younger man. Yeah. And she finna blow his mind. He gonna think she the best thing in life. No, I don't want that. Yeah. No.
I just point that out.
Oh, I don't want that. So now because of this double standard, and they're dating, mind you, let me highlight, I just don't like young women dating in high school. Man. Boyfriend, stop. Who? What? My nieces, I give them hell. You got a what? Let me meet him.
How'd that happen?
I'm going to talk to the young man. Mind you, after I meet him, great young man, but still.
I had to meet somebody the other day.
Why this y'all boyfriend? Why y'all doing this boyfriend stuff? Man, just be cool.
Yeah.
And so now back to my son, he went through a serious relationship. I was like, this trash, this garbage. Silently, I'm not telling him that, but I'm telling my wife, like, man, this foolery. Who signed up for this? So it didn't work out. Oh.
Picture that.
Oh, man. He learned a lot, though. He like, so now when young ladies and he getting these stories, he like, I just want to be cool. We could be friends and get to know each other. You know, he's like, it'd be too much too soon. So
too much.
If it's my daughter, my nieces, leave her alone. The young men, now I'm not like the old heads when I was a kid and trying to throw these young men into these multiple beds and you don't have one girlfriend. I'm not trying to talk you or teach you into being a manipulator or have 10, 15, 20 women. That's not my conversation. Don't misconstrue that. Yeah. However, just like I say, it's okay to be cool and friendly and just get to know people on a social level. Y'all don't have to, because what y'all doing anyway to make it a relationship? So you shouldn't be dilly-dallying and, shouldn't be out here checking temperatures. You know what I mean?
Dipstick.
Yeah, keep your thermometers and your dipsticks to yourself, man. Just relax. And that's going to be the other show, man. Because again, we're going to unpack this thing all the way.
Dear son, don't be a hoe.
Please do not, son. Don't be in these streets like that, bro. Please. What you got? What this is a good stopping point.
Yeah.
Before we rob ourselves from some other episodes, because they're going to get all of this.
Yeah.
What you got for the good people at home, man?
Man, be mindful of who you are to your children.
Yes.
Not who you think you are. Be mindful of who you actually demonstrate yourself to be to them, because they see it.
They do.
They see it. Matter of fact, my son, I woke up to a text this morning, said he wanted a family meeting.
Oh.
So, okay.
Ooh, yeah. Yeah,
right.
I'll let me, my boy.
Okay. What's on your heart? We'll find out. I don't know if we'll make the episode, but but I try to be mindful of how I am managing each of the algorithms, because that's what they are. Because the things that matter to one don't necessarily matter to the other.
That's true.
Like if I told Imani, you got to be in by 11, she's like,
I was here at 9.
I'll be asleep.
Right.
So
yeah,
it's the double standards, like for real. They haven't been demonstrated as evident with me and my sister growing up. I just haven't had to. There hasn't been that conflict in the house of reeling somebody back in that's not an adult.
Yes.
And then when they get to be an adult, I have the reference of, well, you left at 19, so. And you didn't necessarily have it all together because nobody was there to check you.
Right.
So
right. That's different. Right.
May not me. So yeah, just be mindful of who you present, of how you actually present it to your children.
I would like to leave with the audience, don't allow your double standard to make you a hypocrite. There's a fine line of, I believe certain things are appropriate for certain levels of maturity, understanding, age, development, etc. And that's non-gender based.
I throw gender in there, so I'm out the window with that. I throw it in there.
I do, but again, I'm trying to be neutral.
I'm not.
Because I absolutely have a double standard as it pertains to men and boys versus women and girls. I wholeheartedly. But don't let your double standard make you a hypocrite to where it's to someone's detriment. Yeah. Like you're trying to manipulate a person. Don't use it to manipulate. Whatever justification you have for the double standard, stand on it, sell it, but not if it tears down the other person. Yeah. So with that, what you want to share?
For sure. We got the book in hand again. For sure. Dear son, 20 life prompts that facilitate effective parenting. Hard copy is available. Also, shout out my wife. If you're watching, you see the overlay. Chocolate Princess Volume 1 is available. Very well written, very well illustrated. Yes. Vivid colors, great story, great feedback.
Yes.
For your young scholars of color, I'd say your young girls 5 to 15. Or read it to whoever. Read it to your grandma. Read it to.
Because it all works.
To your auntie, as y'all say.
It is auntie. Y'all don't say auntie? Y'all don't say auntie? What is it, your aunt?
Bro, close the show.
Is it your aunt?
Close the show.
Please give me that before we leave.
Close the show.
Is it your aunt?
You don't want to do this.
You excited because them Clips dropped a new album. Moving right along. Thank y'all for tuning in. We love you. We enjoy you. See you on the next episode. Peace.
From Virginia, Angel.